The Hassan rolling drama keeps getting spicier. I don't know what this is about a defamation case, but apparently there's a defamation case being built against Hassan, or maybe Hassan's the one doing it. I don't know. We're going to find out about Hassan's defamation. Fast facts from Legal Mindset. I like his intro. I like it a lot. So good.
Hassan has slandered me, committed some defamation in response to my reaction to what was going on.
What a moron. Why would you defame a lawyer? Or somebody, I don't even actually know if this guy's a lawyer. I've never heard him say that he's a lawyer, and I've only heard people talk about him as if he's a lawyer. I think that maybe he's just like lawyer-ish. I don't know. If this, I'm going to check actually. Legal Mindset is a YouTube channel hosted by someone who goes by the name Andrew Esquire. The credibility of whether he is a real lawyer has been questioned. Some sources suggest that it is difficult to verify if he is a licensed attorney, has been one, or is simply making it up. On his channel, he presents himself as a renegade attorney with a decade of experience in both government and corporate settings. However, there are also claims that he is not a lawyer and that his content is more entertainment than accurate legal advice. I don't know, it seems pretty accurate to me. Additionally, there are mentions that he has a second channel where he teaches Westerners how to be a sexpat passport bro. What does that mean? Which adds to the skepticism about his credentials. It is important to note that Legal Mindset explicitly states that the information provided is for informational and educational purposes only and not legal advice. Therefore, while he may present himself as a lawyer, the actual verification of his legal credentials remains unclear. So who fucking knows, man? Who fucking knows? I don't know. I like this guy. Maybe he'll turn out to be a piece of shit. I don't know. Until then, we're going to keep watching him.
On with Twitch and the situation with Twitch. So today I'm going to respond to that publicly, clear up some of that misinformation, and also talk about some hot water that Hassan may be in legally in the state of California. Of course, I'm Andrew Esquire, American attorney, and this is the Legal Mindset where we teach you to be your own judge. So typically my policy overall with defamation, with people that engage in defamation, is just to ignore it, is to pass it by, is to really pay it no mind, particularly if there's smaller channels and smaller people, really to ignore that at large. However, when a channel of 1.7 million people spreads false information about yourself, clearly not having watched a single one of my videos or really knowing much about me, it seems, other than what the most deranged...
Dude, they love to do that. Hassan and his orbiters, they love to do that. They love to just make shit up about people. And then nothing ever happens. Nothing's happened so far. Well, except for that copyright case from Ethan Klein.
Antis might try to cook up, there is some need to respond to that. And also, there is a need to bring up some very real legal trouble that Mr. Piker may be in regarding California.
Hasan Piker, he's 1,000% fucked. Well, not yet. He's not in jail yet. I can't wait for that Nuxanor 1,000% fucked video when Hassan finally gets arrested.
Especially as some individuals look to come against him. So first of all, we're going to start by reviewing the defamation itself, and this does come in the form of a video which I have right here for you guys. And this is Hassan kind of responding to his chat.
As he does.
And talking about me and why he's not going to review my videos. And I just want to start out by saying I love the fact that you're going to see immediately how he jumps to ad hominem, because ad hominem or personal attacks, when used as a debate strategy or when used to
oh, he loves to do that. When he's losing, he's just going to start screaming that you're a fucking racist and scream over you. Make sure you don't get a word out while he calls you a fucking racist, and he can clip that and show his audience.
Rebuke someone actually represent a concession. That actually means you are incapable of making a legal argument or an objective argument
or just at all. He's incapable of making an argument because he's fucking retarded.
Informed argument or in any sort of educational argument. You're simply
educational. Hassan, I can't believe we're talking about these two things together.
trying to discredit someone personally to get around the fact you lack the capacity to actually argue. And so I actually don't take offense to that. I'm very used to it, having been on the internet for years now. So we'll get into this video and the thoughts by Mr. Piker.
So Hassan is basically calling legal mindset all of the things that Hassan actually is. Another projection every time.
There's something so funny about people being like, dog, have you seen the legal mindset video about you? Dude, if I were to cover every Rumble lawyer, fake lawyer that it actually is.
So
I can't believe he's using Rumble as an insult. That's fucking insane. I like Rumble. I don't know what the issue with Rumble is.
Let's stop right there. Okay, so Rumble lawyer is very interesting, and I think he may mention Rumble again. While I do have, I guess, still a Rumble account, I haven't uploaded it to years. I don't stream on Rumble. I only stream on YouTube, primarily as a major platform. I've tried the others. I don't like.
Well, he wouldn't know that, and his audience wouldn't know that. They're not going to look that up. You think they're going to go over to Rumble to see if he's actually telling the truth? No, they ain't going to do that.
Them. Rumble, just as a comment, initially offered a very good package contractually to stream on their platform, good advertising packages. That fell off way back towards the COVID days. So yeah, that's kind of a weird thing. Now, fake lawyer is interesting, and I want to throw out here that that's possibly the most defamatory thing. Now, I want to give Mr. Piker.
Oh, bro, if he proves in this video that he's a real lawyer after I was just talking about, like, I don't know if he's a real lawyer, that would be so fire.
Some credit here, because perhaps he knows nothing about me or knows nothing about the law. Well, clearly he knows nothing about the law or what words mean. A lawyer is anybody with...
Well, of course he doesn't know what words mean. He's retarded.
With a law degree, whether or not they're licensed and practice law. So anybody who's gone to law school is indeed a lawyer. Now, attorney is someone above lawyer. You could say that word is perhaps not interchangeable, but similarly related insofar as they're not only a lawyer, not only do they have a law degree, but an attorney has to be licensed to practice in their state. I'm licensed to practice in the state of Florida. So
Okay. Holy shit. So he's a real attorney. I'm not seeing any receipts for it, but I don't think that he could say that if he's not. But also, he's not in the United States. So I don't know. I don't know about this one. This is weird.
I am both a lawyer and an attorney above that. So thinking about that logically, as a little bit of education, all attorneys are lawyers, but not all lawyers are attorneys. So there you go, Mr. Piker. That's a language. So that statement is indeed false. Right, that I am a quote-unquote fake lawyer because I indeed possess a law degree from the University of Florida. So that statement in the future would be defamatory. And with Mr. Piker, we do have to remember, and with myself and other figures, is that we are all public figures. So we follow the New York Times versus Sullivan standard. We have a higher standard for defamation than the normal private individual. So now that that's been clarified publicly for Mr. Piker, and that
for Mr. Piker, like he's gonna even see it, like he's gonna know. He's just gonna double down. He's not gonna know about any of this. He's a fucking idiot.
And he will well know that information is false and defamatory to...
Yeah, he's not going to know that. You think that he's going to do his research? You think he's going to even know that this video happened? I don't think so.
Continue to do so would perhaps incur liability on the part of Mr. Piker. But let's continue.
Yeah, he's not going to stop. He's just going to keep doing this dumb shit, building cases against him from all these different people because he just can't stop defaming people. He can't stop lying and manipulating his audience. It's fucking hilarious, man. I fucking love it. I especially love it when people think that I'm mad about this whole situation, like it has anything to do with me. I'm just sitting here making fun of retards.
Continue to see what he has to say about me. This is fun.
Like a fucking right-wing freak that spends most of their time talking about like trans people.
Right-wing freak. Oh yeah, I love that. What has this guy said and done for him to be right-wing? Just not be on your side? So everything that's against you is right-wing extremism. How about that? Every fucking time.
So that's very interesting. So I will say this. Most of my time talking about trans people, the issues I have been covering lately have been the Ethan Klein lawsuit, have been Johnny Somali, have been Vitali. Now, unless you are counting something with Somali or Vitali as a trans issue, which I would struggle to understand how that would fit in, then yeah, that's not at all what my content has been about for the past years. So very interesting thing. Also, I keep politics out of my streams, and it's particularly over the last year, 6 months, definitely last 6 months and a year, I have endeavored to keep my streams as objective and educational and make it a environment where everybody is welcome, even
Yeah, and it seems to be working. I've been seeing a lot of this guy, and I've been watching a lot of this guy. He's very entertaining. Probably the most entertaining legal guy that I've seen on YouTube. I've seen a lot of legal people. I watch a lot of legal stuff. And usually they're kind of boring. Usually they're kind of woke leftists a little bit, which doesn't bother me too much. But some of them are a little bit dumb and a little bit too political brained. I like when people aren't political brained. I like normal ass people, man.
people who like Hasan Piker are welcome in my chat, so long as they are civil, so long as they keep the conversation from violating the terms of service of the platform, because I indeed do care about abiding by the terms of service of the platform.
Yeah, because he's not in that weird leftist freak circle, so if he says anything that is bad, that is against the TOS, he's getting banned, unlike Hassan and his orbiters.
That is, you are welcome in my chat, whether you're right, left, center, whether you're apolitical, whether you don't care about politics, it doesn't matter at all to me. I care about the law and educating people on the law. That's the core of my channel. So let's continue.
I would lose my mind. I would have no time to cover anything else. I get it. A lot of you are drama perverts, okay? And you nut when you think about the prospect of drama. But I'm not.
I will say, I actually do not like drama. And in fact, on my channel, I try to avoid.
Oh, I love drama. I love drama. And it just gets juicier and juicier. Especially when he talks about how much he hates drama channels. And then he keeps doing stupid shit and saying stupid shit. He's just feeding us. Is he doing it on purpose? Is he a double agent working against Twitch? That's the only thing that I could imagine that is happening right now. Where Twitch is like, oh, he's our golden boy. And Hassan behind the scenes is like, oh, I'm gonna end this fucking platform, man. Oh, these leftist freaks. I'm actually a right-wing extremist and they don't know. I could see it. Dude's a fucking liar about literally everything. It's almost as if he's wrong on purpose, you know? He's got to be a double agent, right?
Avoid drama. In fact, even in carrying out my behaviors, I try to make sure that I am focusing more on the legal aspects of things rather than the dramatic elements, the interpersonal problems, the stuff that people did. I try to focus on the legal elements of a story. Now, sometimes to get to the legal elements, you have to give background, you have to give context, because things don't make sense in context, without context. However, yes, I would agree with Hassan that I don't like drama, but what Hassan tends to define as drama, and what it appears he's defining as drama, is anything that disagrees with the things he's doing.
Yeah, but he loves drama whenever it's something that he's talking about, or whenever it's something that's big in the news that everybody's talking about and he's going to have the wrong take on. Oh, he loves that drama. He just doesn't like drama whenever they're talking about him, putting him in a bad light. But when he puts everybody else in a bad light, that's fine. I don't fucking get it, man. I do get it. But I get it from my standpoint. I don't get it from his standpoint. If I was in his shoes, I wouldn't be doing this shit. Oh, I don't like drama, so I'm just going to not talk about drama. It's pretty fucking simple. It's pretty easy to do. If you don't want drama, you leave yourself out of it. Don't do stupid shit.
So by somebody saying what you are doing is objectively risking lawsuits, it's objectively wrong, or for example, saying that, hey, your orbiters, Denims and Frogan, they're going to lose under copyright infringement. Here's the explanation of the law. Apparently, that's drama, to objectively educate people on the law.
Well, yeah, because that goes against everything that he says. He doesn't like law. He doesn't like order. He likes chaos and absolute anarchy. The chaotic kind, not the good kind. But I would argue there might not be a good kind of anarchy. I am an anarchist. I should know. I am a well-read anarchist. And I, for one, don't think that anarchy is gonna work because we have to make the entire world not just like anarchist system. Everybody has to be an anarchist, the non-chaotic kind, and that is the only way it'll work. I think it's just as much a shitty system as communism. So don't make me leader.
That's a new definition of drama to me. And I don't know what you guys think, Chad.
Going to pay.
That's funny. Yes. Yes, I am an anarchist who fully recognizes that anarchy is bad and it cannot work and we should not do it. And if you make me leader, I would fuck everything up, man. Don't do it. Don't vote me in for president.
Pay any mind or any attention to some fucking psychotic MAGA lawyer, not a real lawyer, but a passport bro.
So, okay, that's really interesting. Once again, he repeats the defamation, saying I'm not a real lawyer, which is indeed wrong. And it's interesting, and MAGA, of course, don't bring up politics. That I've never talked about that at all.
What is a passport bro? I'm gonna have to look that one up. Passport bro is a term used to describe Western men primarily from the United States who travel abroad to date or marry women from different cultural backgrounds. So basically what it means is that he uses a passport to go to different countries to sleep with a whole bunch of women. These men often believe that foreign women are more traditional, submissive, or better suited to their expectations of femininity compared to women in their home countries. Well, I mean, like, yeah, I kind of get that. The term has gained popularity through social media platforms like TikTok, of course it is, where men share their experiences and lifestyles. All right, well, now we know what that is. We have been educated on what a passport bro is. And, you know, if that's what he is, if that's what he's doing, good for him. At least he's getting laid, I guess.
Recently at all. But beyond that, passport bro is interesting. Because the definition of a passport bro is typically someone that would visit a location for a short period purely for sexual purposes. And
not what I read. I mean, that's part of it. Also, it could be that you're going to get a wife. But that's obviously not what Hasan Piker is implying. He's implying that legal mindset is a sex pest, which is funny because another projection. All these people are sexual degenerates, man. They're all freaks.
And for anybody who knows anything about me, I'm a long-term resident of several countries in Asia. I've been a resident of the Republic of South Korea, the Kingdom of Thailand, the Philippines, and Japan. These are all wonderful, amazing countries, and I do help people obtain.
Yeah, if I had the money, I would definitely be doing the exact same thing. I would go to a whole bunch of Asian countries. I love Asia, except China. I don't like China. I like China. I just don't like the Chinese government.
Legal visas and legal residence long-term in these countries because they appreciate the culture, the lifestyle, the quality of life, the peace, the safety, the tranquility. These are amazing things about living in Asia. And another amazing thing is that unlike America, and this may be surprising to Hassan, it is not as easy to get away with being an illegal migrant to these countries. So if you try to illegally migrate to Japan or Korea, very good luck to you, sir.
Yeah, what I hear a lot of people doing is like poor people from America will take a trip over to Japan and then disappear. And then they just won't be found ever because they're just hiding among the population of Japan. They'll move to like a village or something. They'll stay away from the city. I've heard of this happening a lot. I've got a couple of friends in Japan who know some people that do this.
Because likely you will end up in the cell next to Johnny Somali. Okay, Ramzi Khalid Ismail, if you try that in Korea.
Dude, I haven't covered Johnny Somali in a little while. I can't wait for some more news to come out about that guy.
It's not going to go well for you. So I would insist that perhaps the only person that perhaps between the two of us would be a passport bro is the individual who visited Berlin solely for the purpose of going to a brothel. But that's not
a brothel that was busted for trafficking children, by the way.
Neither here nor there. Let's continue.
Who offers fucking courses.
Hasan Piker, accidental pedo, or maybe purposeful pedo, we don't know. Either way, still a pedo.
On becoming a passport bro who primarily fucking streams on Rumble.
Neither one of those things are true. I do not have a single course on becoming a passport bro, and I do not primarily stream on Rumble. I only stream on YouTube. So, yeah, there we go.
Yeah, dude's just making shit up. Where did he even hear this? Is he just like spinning it in his brain? Or did somebody tell him this? Who's feeding him this information? Because he's fucking retarded, man. Why would you make this shit up?
Why do you guys come in here and ask for this stuff? It's never going to happen.
And that's the great point. I'm going to leave it right there. It's never going to happen because Hassan lacks the capacity to actually address real issues and to actually respond to legal or objective arguments, because he's incapable of doing that. Not only because he's not a lawyer, even
but because he's retarded.
a non-lawyer can make an argument, can make a policy position, can say this should be this way for XYZ, but because he needs to discredit others by ad hominem in order to try to win an intellectual argument. And frankly, that's at the lowest level of argumentation. But one thing he really can't argue with is the law. And in fact, there's a California law, which was pointed out by a California lawyer.
Well, you can argue with it, but you're going to be fucking wrong. You know?
Friend of mine, where that shows that he may have violated this statute, 653.2. involving electronic cyber harassment. So this is the statute which reads, every person who with the intent to place another in reasonable fear of his safety. So if you have the intention to...
The guy who coined the term cyber stalking, funny, is the one who is liable for cyber harassment. Fucking every time. Every fucking time, dude. Every time. I love it. I love it so much. These people are fucking retarded, man.
Scare somebody else to place them in fear of their safety or the safety of that person's family by means of an electronic communication device, a computer or a cell phone, and without the consent of the other person, and for the purpose of imminently causing that other person unwanted physical contact, injury, or harassment by a third party, electronically distributes, publishes, emails, hyperlinks, or makes available for downloading personal identifying information, including but limited to a digital image of that other person or an electronic message of a harassing nature about that other person, which would be likely to incite or produce that unlawful action. So he put out that photo.
I don't think this is right, actually. I think this is for regular people who aren't public figures with millions of people watching them. Because it says, is guilty of a misdemeanor punishable by up to 1 year in a county jail, by a fine of not more than $1,000, or by both that fine and imprisonment. I think that when you're up on a higher level, like these people are, that the punishment is way bigger. Because there's millions of people watching and they think a certain way about somebody.
And he engaged in those actions with the intent to instill fear in that other individual. So that individual...
Yeah, and also rally an audience behind him against the person. Which is way worse than what that statute, whatever that was, says.
Individual could look into contacting California law enforcement, could look into that pertaining to Hassan, and take action thereby. Very interesting and something for him to worry about, but of course, only if he addresses the real issues. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and I'll catch you on the next one.
Yeah, man. Dude, Hassan needs to chill. He needs to, like, figure something else out. He needs to start doing something, because this whole, like, political streamer thing, it ain't working for him. It's destroying him. And it's destroying the platform he's on to the point where I think that he's doing it on purpose. I think he's trying to get Twitch destroyed. Like, comment, and subscribe!